Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. Police officer stabbed during attack at far-right rally dies. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was working at Sky News, that is not the headline I'd be going with. Unless, of course, I was trying to mislead the German public to keep up the facade that the true violent threat that nation faces are those who oppose mass immigration from the Islamic world instead of the jihadi migrants themselves. Remember that Germany is talking about banning its only political party which opposes mass migration, and they've already fined one of that party's politicians after convicting her of a hate crime for highlighting police stats that show Afghans and other migrants are disproportionately guilty of sex crimes against women and girls in the country. Yeah, pointing out the rape of German girls, that's a hate crime, but actually raping them? No hate crime. Got it. So anyway, what happened to this poor police officer in Mannheim? Well, there was an event in the city being held by critic of Islam, Michael Sturzenberger, which was attacked by a knife-wielding maniac, injuring 6, including 1 fatally. This knife-wielding maniac was, you guessed it, a 25-year-old Afghan migrant who arrived in Germany back in 2014. I think it's safe to assume he's Muslim as well, but this BBC article didn't mention it, and they even hilariously ended the article by saying the alleged motive remains unclear. Really, unclear. I think it may have something to do with the media's vicious reporting against public intellectuals like Michael Sturzenberger and their obsessive covering up for unvetted migrants from jihadi countries. While people on the right keep getting blamed for an increase of violence, we're the ones who are actually being attacked, while the left has to keep inventing fake hate hoaxes in order to make it seem like we're really the bad guys. Hence the stupid framing in the Sky News headline that we started off the segment with. Now, there actually is video of this attack, and I am going to show it right now, so be warned that it is gruesome. There's no visible blood, so it's hard when it comes to trying to blur it, but that doesn't stop it from being hard to watch. So look away for 30 seconds if you need to. It is unblurred. If not, here is that clip.
Ach, bitte was Messer weg! Polizei! Geht zurück! Geht zurück! Messer weg! Messer weg! Ich will hier nicht sehen!
We of course pray for everyone involved, especially for the officer who died and for his family. And what I'm about to say next in no way changes that. Now, so maybe the chaotic situation confused the cop, and so he ended up tackling one of the bystanders trying to stop the assailant instead of tackling the assailant himself, opening himself, the cop, up to being stabbed in the neck. But maybe it's purposeful, because we've seen that too, where jihadis or just regular street criminals here in America, they're victimizing someone, and then the good guy trying to stop the bad guy, well, then he's the one who gets told to stop and then put in cuffs. So whether it was a complete accident on the cop's part or whether he purposely went after one of the good guys, the optics of the situation are a sad eulogy for the West either way. And what does it say? It says that decline is a choice. The ruling class has made it for us because they benefit from it and we don't. And so we are to take the knife attacks on the chin and tell them, thank you for it. We deserve it. We should never try to interfere in such attacks, especially when it's a scary right-winger being attacked, because they deserve it. Joining us now to discuss all this and more is former law enforcement officer Mike Pugliese, the founder of the Pugliese Law Firm. Mike, thanks for being here tonight.
Kara, thank you for having me. Yeah, looking at that video, it's awful. And, you know, our police officers here, please take note. Why is it that the leftists, these globalist elite, socialist, Marxists, always tend to bring us violence, then, like you said, blame it on us? One of the things that is disturbing to me is in watching that video, I counted 6 police officers in Germany just standing around watching the whole ordeal while this one officer rushes to the scene. And like you said, he probably did not assess the situation properly and grabbed the wrong perpetrator, and then ultimately left himself open for attack by a leftist Muslim that's wanting to kill him and enforce his agenda. Meanwhile, these other officers are standing around till actually one does actually see what's going on and fires a shot and engages them.